Hey guys, what's going on? This is Namcraft. I've not been casting a StarCraft game for a few days and it feels like eons. It's been feeling like so long. I've missed you all so much. I've had some other commitments, some other jobs I have to actually dedicate my time to. I didn't have time to watch or consume any kind of the StarCraft content, but I'm here. And today, let's take a look at one of a very nice ladder game. This I just picked up when I got back from my janitor shift. So we're going to be having Snow, of course, everyone's favorite player, the semi-finalist of AS Season 20, versus a very, very old but not so old player. His name is Firebat Hero. He was part of the Samsung Khan team a long, long time ago. That's right. And I guess nowadays he still streams once in a while, but he doesn't really play competitively. He's kind of snuffing. What is the word? Snuffing, right? Snuffing other players. So basically just make fun of other new players by, going for mass Firebat heroes. So predictable. But anyways, let's see how it's going to be performing against Snow today. The map is Radion. Let me just quickly show you what this map looks like. Do I have it? I think I do. This is the map Radion. And for the map stats in this season of ASL, looks like Snow's going to be going for Gateway on the high ground. This season of ASL for Terran players, here the map stats. So Radion is 53.2% win rate. So it's good. And I think what is his face? Firebat Hero would need all of the luck he can get to kind of defeat against the enemy here. We're gonna be having what are we seeing? The probe coming towards the bottom side to scout. He would try to get on the high ground. There he goes. And on this other map, Firebat Hero is going to be opening very standard. By the way, one of you guys have left a comment that I'm not so knowledgeable about the game. I have to apologize. I mean, this is very much very true. These days, I don't even have like good recollection of StarCraft knowledge anymore because my brain is exploding with so much other information. I'm working 3 or 4 different jobs. I'm trying to feed my girlfriends, and it's very natural. I actually don't know the builds. I never know any of the builds to begin with, to be honest, except for the Namcraft build. If you know what is Namcraft build, you are my true fan. Tell me what is the Namcraft build in whatever matchup, Protoss versus Zerg or Protoss versus Terran. I mean, you only would know this if you actually watch my stream, if you just watch my cast. It doesn't mean anything. Anyway, it looks like we're going to be having the core versus core there it is. So it looks like Snow is playing very standard. He's, of course, practicing for his eventual finals, right? Because, excuse me, not finals, semi-finals, where he was going to be playing against Barracks. And that is going to be in 1 week's time. I thought it was actually this week. I was getting prepared for it. But I guess it's not this week. So that's a bummer. We've not had a lot of nice games. So let's just wait patiently. I might cast something from the DPL series. I need to find something that is guaranteed to be epic because that's the only thing that I do these days. Games that are guaranteed to be epic. I don't just do some random games. Unless it's part of a tournament like ASL and KCM, then if it's like a very crappy game, it will still cover. Anyways, there's SCV coming in for a quick peek, and we're going to be seeing his vision right now. He goes in, CD, there we go, Nexus, and he will try to get on high ground. Ooh, discovering it for the first time. SCV is going to take some hits now, 2 hits already. 45 on this other map, looks like the Zealot is going to get pushed back. So let's give you back Snow's vision so that you can see exactly what's happening. The Zealot has not lost any health. Marine takes a couple of hits though. Double factory from Firebat Hero. This is the only reasonable response because he's actually not a very strong player. So I guess 2-fac is going to give him a very nice advantage. And if he's lucky, he might win the game outright. But judging by the fact that this is cross-spawning position, it seems kind of rather hard. There is the SCV coming out and he would die now and getting sniped by the Dragoon. By the way, I'm very sleepy. I might fall asleep in the middle of this game, but we're going to be having another game, I think. Maybe a few more games. I'm not so sure how far I'm going to get along. Anyways, there are the factories coming on. And, okay, this is very standard sub. Tanks first. And he's going to be going for Vulture with Speed and possibly Vulture with Mine next. But behind that, he's going to be going for purely tanks. Once the tanks are in reasonable number, maybe 3 or 4, he's going to make massive vultures. There's the first tank. He might put a couple of SCVs. He's actually very surprised that Firebat Hero is not making any more Marines on the barracks. This is not very usual. Of course, I think in a very typical 2-fac push, you don't... I mean, of course, you want to prioritize vultures over Marine, but I think... isn't it this build, you actually get a bit more minerals than you actually need, and you can actually build some Marines? Anyways, he's doing a light push here. This is a 2 vulture, 1 tank, and a couple of more vultures behind, 2 more vultures. So he's not going to win outright, and Snow will have just enough to hold. The Dragoon range is it done? Not done, guys. This could be a little bit tricky. There's the vulture with the speed. He comes in. He's going to get ready to die. The third Dragoon need to be there. The Dragoon's coming out, and he's going to back up. There's the battery. There, okay, that's not battery, that's observatory. This Dragoon is very, very damaged. The vultures will start to lay some mines, and the first mine has been defused nicely. There's gonna be more mine. The Zealot buying a lot of time here. There's only about 2 more vultures behind us, and he clears the minefield. We're gonna be having the probe blocking very nicely, and now Dragoons can hide behind his wall for a while. There's observatory. We do have additional vultures, but vultures is not really what Firebat Hero needs at this point. He actually wants to have. Oh my god, I was so lucky for Snow to not get that mine, activated. That tank is very, very damaged. But I think this push has failed from Firebat Hero. We should expect something else. Okay, triple gateway and observatory. This is going to be very interesting too. So this is not going to be a reaver build here. The observatory might get stunned. Dragoons are coming out and start to kill some marines. The observatory is very, very damaged. He might make something else. Might make another pylon. He makes 2 more pylons behind this. Keep in mind that Firebat Hero doesn't have anything else. He's going to be going for an engineering way. Just make sure there's going to be no reverse attack. And there's his observatory. And keep in mind that you have this egg that actually later Snow can destroy. Tang is gonna have siege mode soon. He might siege the moment he siege. I'm not so sure if... Okay, we might have this pylon cancelled. Yeah, it's gonna get cancelled. Dragoon's gonna get ready to come out. And there are the vultures and there's siege mode. He might put one of the Dragoons out to drive some mine onto something, and he does clear some of the mines. But 3 Dragoons is still not good enough to penetrate it. You need to back up and wait for more support, because we still have about 4 vultures, and it's gonna be very, very tricky, I think, for our friends. What is this phase? Snow to break out. The tanks are gonna start to shell. There's more SCV, and there's 2 more tanks. Snow need to make it out alive now, because otherwise he's gonna get boxed in forever. He's gonna try to move across the map. 4 Dragoon, this one is very damaged. 2 Dragoons are very damaged. It looks like Firebat Hero doesn't find it. A nice shot. And there's the turret getting created. The 2 tanks are a little bit late to the battle. There are three tanks. 2 tanks versus 3 Dragoons is gonna back up. Now the SCV has been destroyed. So Dragoon can start to do some moving shots. Now need to pull the weak Dragoon back. He loses a Dragoon, but he can get 1 tank. Nice. Do we have any more reinforcement from Firebat Hero? Doesn't look like it. He loses 2 tanks. He loses all of the tanks, and now supply-wise, Snow 53 and Firebat Hero 40. So I guess the skill difference between these 2 players are quite large. There's a shadow, and we're going to be seeing additional Dragoons for now. No Zealot, I'm not seeing it. And there's going to be a Reaver getting made in the back of Messenger. It's going to come down. So definitely Firebat Hero is in a losing position. But he's going to try his best. And more tanks are coming out. And these Dragoons all of a sudden feeling very, very weak. I don't know. Maybe he didn't make enough Dragoons in the process. He had 3 gateways. He's going to come out and he will get to at least 1 more tank. Very, very nice. He might do a mine drag, good mine clearance, and that tank is gone. But now 2 vultures need to dive in. Snow clears out the pylon wall. So he's going to actually have some nice coverage behind this. Vultures could not get in. There's going to be 1 more Zealot blowing up. And of course, Snow is practicing for his game against Barak. So he doesn't want to reveal much of his build. Observer can actually see where's the positioning of that command center. So he knows exactly what is the right thing to do here. For now, he's going to be closing himself off. And where's the shadow? I'm looking for the shadow. There it is, the shadow with the reavers. The turrets come down, but why do you make a turret when you actually don't have tanks? That is very strange. He might want to cancel, and looks like Firebat here doesn't cancel it. He takes a couple of hits against the shadow, so that's nice, and maybe the observer. But that is going to be the end of this siege resistance, and I think now it's time to pay attention and try to get a new base coming up, because Firebat Hero will actually saturate his base very, very, very soon. There it is. Units coming down, but the fact is that Firebat Hero is behind by about 30 supply. He lost all of his tanks. He had to make brand new tanks. Behind this, we are seeing Observer coming out, and looks like Snow is sitting back, yet he's not decided to engage, which I don't blame him. I don't blame him, because I mean, he's leading. He has cleared out a lot of the stuff. He has need to expand and play the long game. Vultures once again looking to actually snipe this probe, and Snow is a 1 step ahead and 2 steps behind. I'll be 2 steps behind you, like that Def Leppard song. If you listen to Def Leppard, feel free to leave a comment. I love Def Leppard. I used to love Def Leppard. I don't know. I'm deaf. No pun intended. There are the 3 vultures coming to dive in. I recently watched 2 very, very nice movies, guys. Downtown Abbey, or is that right? Downtown Abbey, which is a British movie. It was based on a British TV series a long, long time ago. Very nice movie. It just came out this year. And another movie that I watched was, I think, Lost Bus, right? It talks about the calm fire in California, United States, in the 2017 or 18, like that. and it features a very, very nice, touching, almost based on a true story, where you had this guy who was a driver for the school buses, and he had to save a bunch of children in the wake of those, I don't know, those fires. So I recommend those two movies. Another movie I want to watch very much soon is that, what is it, One Battle After Another, or Battle After Battle? I think that is a title. It's got Leonardo DiCaprio. It just had its initial screening today. This movie is not yet out in theater. I don't think it might be out in theater. I'm not so sure. I think it's on IMAX in some countries. So if you love, what is that? His name's Leonardo DiCaprio. Go ahead and watch that movie. If you love, what is his name? The director's name is Anderson, to Wes Anderson or something. Go ahead and check it out. Okay, there's a drop. There's a double drop in the main, and there's a lot of cargo unloaded here. There's one Reaver, double Reaver. The twist will get destroyed, but most of the SCV has evacuated themselves. So that's not bad. And now we're going to be having tanks slowly coming forward, but they're not in situation. The Dragoons are driving in. Looks like there's not much a Fireback can do. He's going to get most of his tanks stuck here. Double attack coming from Snow. He clears a lot of the tanks on the low ground. The Reaver might actually snipe the command center. Looks like the Dragoon's going to back up, and now the tanks are free to move across the map. And you can see how slowly they had to move across the map here. All of these supply depots will fall, and that's very unfortunate. Now there's going to be a lot of tanks, but Snow will take a great shot. He gets almost 2 times destroyed. He's going to wait out here and just wait for more attacks, and he goes for another shot. Does he get a tank? He doesn't, but all of these supply depots are like almost dead. Where is he going? He's going to land himself on this base. He's got a bunch of Zealot. He might go for some Mine Drag. I'm not seeing it. He's going to try to hide on this side. There's only a single turret. He's going to land here. Be careful. The Reaver takes a hit though. Not very good. The Shuttle will fall. Oh la la. That's going to be a lot of mine, but this Shuttle is going to land some Zealot. Of course, the Reaver will get shot, but I think by then the tank would have fallen. One Reaver died though, and Snow loses his Reaver. That was a little bit too fancy for Snow, but look at the supply infantry, 122 to 451. This is very one-sided match, and Firebat Hero should just stick with smurfing bad players on ladder. He could not compete against the like of Snow. But nice game. So let's go ahead and move on to the second set in this series. This is going to be in the video discussion. The link is always there. And as usual, if you feel like buying me coffee, go ahead and do that, because I could use some drinks right now. I've been recently not drinking. I've been just drinking mostly water. Some nice coffee would help. Anyways, vouchers are coming across the map, but basically, Firebat Hero is dead. He's got nothing. He's got a few tanks. His SCV saturation is terrible. And I guess there's going to be an expansion getting ready. There it is. There it is. So these vouchers cannot find any openings at all. They lose themselves in the middle of the map. There's going to be even more Dragoons sniping tanks. And Firebat Hero makes vultures, but he cannot do anything with the vultures. He need to make something else. So SCV is going to get sniped here. You go, so GG, says Firebat Hero. Thanks for watching, and see you soon. Bye-bye.